Welcome. Drop in the chat if you're here live watching this live with me, or if you're hashtag replay, let me know. I am super excited because where are you watching from? So I am currently in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We are in beautiful sun, beautiful weather. I cannot complain. But while you're in the chat, definitely let me know, because I'm going to ask you some questions today and I would love some feedback. So, does your online presence actually look like you right now? Drop it in the chat. Yes, no, honestly, try not to think about it, but take a quick look at your social media, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and just see how it feels to you. Okay, I want to know what you guys have to think, and if you are watching the replay, I will also read there, because what I'm about to show you today is going to explain exactly why we are looking at your visuals and how they cost you money. Okay, so something that nobody tells you is that your audience is going to make a decision about you in 400 milliseconds. That's before they read your bio, before they watch your video, before they even read a single word. Their decision, stay, leave, trust, scroll, is almost made entirely on what they see. And the most entrepreneurs are losing that decision every single day because they have absolutely no idea why it's happening. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And by the time we're done, you're going to see your own presence online a little bit differently. Okay? For those of you guys who are new here, or maybe you don't know me, my name is Lindsay Hack, and I am the owner of The Identity Hacker. I've been working with entrepreneurs and on transformation and visibility for over 20 years now. For the last couple of years, I've been really specifically working on the intersection between AI and the personal brand, bringing it together, helping coaches, founders, business owners, and agencies create a visual presence that actually looks like who they are. Not stock photos, not outdated headshots, not a stranger the AI has just generated that they don't even know, the real them, and that level that they're operating at. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So, hello. So, let's go into this, okay? We're gonna be here maybe 15 minutes, not too long, and I want to make sure that I get to any questions that you might have. But the most important thing that we're talking about right now is the visual traps. There are 3 of them. Okay, I'm just going to double check to make sure that I'm live, because technology, we all know that technology can be a royal pain in the butt. All right, it's telling me I am live. Hello. Okay, live we are. All right, sometimes, background. Sometimes. Hi, Chris. Hi, Nancy. All right, feels great. Yes, I think so. I love this, guys. I love this. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 visual traps. Okay, most entrepreneurs fall into these 3 visual traps. This is from me doing audits, talking to people from my clients, and really understanding what their visuals look like in the online space. So each one of them is basically looking to create a message, right, to your audience before you even open your mouth. And the number 1 stock photos, okay? Number 1 is stock photos. The message that it sends on stock photos is, I couldn't be bothered to show up. And I know that might be harsh, but if you know me well enough, you know that I'm just not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't gatekeep. I don't sugarcoat. I tell you the truth. This could mean, infographics. This could mean stock photos of a random lady looking out to the sea, right? Your audience knows instantly that it is a stock photo. And research has shown that people identifying with those stock photos in under 400 milliseconds is actually down in the toilet. Okay, people are not actually getting connected to that in any way, shape, or form. So that is one of the biggest things we are talking about, because trust is, especially in the world of AI, especially in 2026, is going to be such an important part of what we do. It signals generic when we're using stock photos, and it signals uncommitted. It signals she's not really here. And for the people that I know, the people that I work with, I know that they are the best at what they do. There's so many women, business coaches, people out there that are so good at what they do, yet they're being lost in these visual traps. Okay, number 2 is the outdated headshot. Oh, this message that it sends. It's basically saying that I've been stuck here for a while. I don't really know what I'm doing moving forward. These are the things that are going on when it comes to the headshot. This one's a sneaky one though, because the investment is there, right? At some point, you probably did a photo shoot. At some point, you looked amazing. You did your hair, you got your makeup done, you did all those things. And so the headshot is showing that. But oftentimes I see that it's from 3 years ago. It's from your wedding, 5 years ago. It's from longer before. Women especially, and guys, I love you, and I can't even tell you I'm not guilty of this myself, is we take a lot of photos, just not a lot of photos of ourselves, right? It's the kids, it's the thing. And it might be, I hate how I look today. It might be, I feel really fat today, right? Whatever the reason is, we don't tend to take a lot of photos of ourselves. So once we find one that we like, we tend to reuse it. But this outdated headshot is not showing you who you are today. It's showing you who you were. Right? So if your business is up leveled, which most people, they're working towards that, maybe you've increased your pricing, maybe you've done these things, and you are in a space now where your outdated headshot looks exactly that, outdated. Okay, your audience can feel something that doesn't quite match, but they can't name it, they just feel it. And that gap costs trust. Number 3, and don't get me wrong, I love a really good selfie, guys, but the selfie rotation has got to stop, because the message that it sends is that she's not quite here to be taken seriously. She doesn't have time or energy or money to get a photo shoot done, right? I love a good selfie. I believe that our audience wants to see not just perfect professional pictures. They want to see the chaos. They want to see the fun. They want to see all those things, but not all the time. Not over and over and over again, right? Because the camera quality of the iPhone 187 or whatever one it is, I'm not an iPhone user, can you tell, is amazing. But consistently holding out your hand and snapping a picture, right, that's going to say about the lighting, that's going to tell your audience that your layer of visuals are just for fun. They're not business as priority. And that is not going to help you when you're looking to build your business, right? Why do you not want people to think your business is priority? That is super important. So let me ask you this. Which one do you see the most, right? Which one do you use the most? And when you actually go into somebody else's website or maybe onto their socials, what's something that keeps you there? What's something that keeps you? Is it cool images? I don't know. This is a good question for you. Now, the research states that images are by far the best way to keep somebody there. But I'm asking you, what keeps you there? What keeps you there? What does it keep you feel safe? Does it trust? What is it? All right. So when we are moving from the real cost of what I'm talking about, it's not just money. And of course, money is super important. We all know this. If I can save you money, I am going to be amazing, right? I always say that if I can do that, it's to press the easy button, bam, we're in a good spot. But the real cost is that it's actually costing you time, it's costing you energy, it's costing you mental capacity, right? All of these things has happened. So here's what happens. Let me explain what I've seen. You do a photo shoot, maybe, okay? You invest in the money, you invest in the time, you get your outfit done, you do your hair, you do your makeup, you maybe get 30 to 50 images. That's my last photo shoot. That's giving you an idea. You're excited, you post consistently, this feels good, and then you run out. You run out of images that you don't want to use again and again and again and again. And let's be honest, us women, I remember the last photo shoot I did, I think I got 40 photos and I used 5 that I really liked over and over and over again, right? So then posting slows down because you don't have anything that feels really to brand to use anymore. And then what happens if your brand changes or your colors change or your, whatever you're doing in that said photo shoot is different? Now what? We have to do it again, right? I love photographers. My daughter is a photographer. I have some really great friends who are photographers, but what I don't love is having to invest over and over and over again. Somebody once told me, plan for a yearly photography shoot for your business. Okay, but what I find is within 90 days, you've used all those images up and you've run out. So now guess what happens? You write out great content, you're feeling amazing, this is a good piece of work, and then you spend 2 hours looking for the perfect image to go with it. Is it the selfie? Is it the 3-year-old shot? Is it a stock photo? Do I decide to make an infographic because I just can't find an image that feels good to me, right? So now you have time wasted. Your posting is no longer consistent because it's a lot of work and a lot of energy, and nothing feels on brand anymore. So you just slow it down. Marketing slows, right? And every piece of content needs a visual these days in order to get seen. So now we're back to stock photos or iPhone photos, etc. You know what I'm talking about. I've been there. I'm sure you've been there as well, right? Chris says images because I prefer visuals to text. Exactly. We all do. On average, the research says on average, a business owner should be, quote unquote, should be posting an image with every single post. So that's a blog, a Substack, a funnel, social media if you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, any of those things. So not only are you wasting your mental capacity because you're 2 hours of searching for that image, you are now working in a place where you're no longer posting as consistently, no longer doing what you're doing, so your growth slows. So now you are losing money, right? You are losing time and you are losing your mind, right? Let's be honest, you're losing your mind. So once that visual infrastructure runs out when it comes to your photo shoot, you don't have a motivation problem anymore. You don't have a discipline problem anymore. You have a visual infrastructure problem. And nobody online is really talking about this until now. So one of the things I talk a lot about to my clients is called the identity gap. Okay, I work within the identity hacker, I work with the gap, and this is the layer underneath it all. And this is the part I really want you to hear. And this is the part for women. I see you, I feel you, I understand you. But the real reason most entrepreneurs' visuals don't look like them isn't a photography problem, isn't even necessarily an AI problem, it's an identity gap. It's the version of you that you know you're becoming. She's more visible, she's more confident, she's more established, she's more decisive, and she knows her worth and she shows up like it. But if you don't believe that person is really here and you don't see that person online, then it's not going to connect. It's going to be a struggle for you. So working in that, and don't think your audience doesn't know it too, right? So if you post something, you're like, post, I don't really feel so great about that, right? Your audience is going to feel it too. So even when they might not know what's wrong, they can't quite put their finger on it, something feels slightly off. And slightly off to you as well as them. And it's enough to make them hesitate, and it's definitely enough to make you hesitate because you don't want to post an image that you don't feel good about, right? This visual, that gap that we have is such a big thing that happens under the surface that people aren't talking about. So I want to close that gap. I want to say who you are, who you're becoming, and who you see online are all three of the most beautiful person out there, which is you. Right? That's why we are focusing on this, all of this today. And for the next, I'm doing these master classes and this every Thursday for the next 3 months, because I don't want anybody to hesitate. I want you to feel good about yourself, and I want you to show that you are confident and not hiding and not sad and not, whatever. And instead of making that gap wider, we're trying to bring it in. So that's the question I want you to sit with today, okay? I want you to know if you, first of all, you're going to take a look at your visuals, okay? You're going to go onto your social media, you're going to check your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, and you're going to do a bit of a mini audit. If you want me to take a look at yours, I do audits for people all the time. Please reach out and let me know. I'll put a link in below. But take a look at your own visuals, okay? Now ask yourself, is the visual gap real for me, okay? And I'm sure it is for many of you, unless you've been in my AI identity community in school for over 6 months. The identity gap is usually very, very wide here. Again, remember, this isn't your fault because nobody told you what was happening. And everybody said, do your photo shoots, and everybody said, do these things. Now, I want to be very clear here. I teach AI, I teach about videos. I want to close this gap, but that doesn't mean everything has to be AI. We live in a very antitrust world right now. I want to show up live. Hi, this is me. Could I actually do this as a cloned me? Yes. Do I? No, because I want you to see, feel, understand that this is me. That goes with your selfies. That goes with your silly photos with your kids. That goes with all of that as well. Right? There is a hybrid of AI and you, real life you, and bringing it together. But what I want for everyone to understand that it's possible to have a visual ecosystem of images where you can just grab and go. You write a great content, you great post for your blog post, amazing information on Substack. Grab your content and grab your image and off you go. Stop spending the time. Okay, so that's really, really important for you to understand. So do a quick audit of your stuff. Okay, think to yourself, what does that look like? How does it look like? If you want to go deeper in terms of the identity gap itself, that is a little bit more, in depth when it comes to why do you do it, all of those things. I have amazing people that I work with if that's something that you want to go deeper on. But next Thursday, we're going one layer deeper. Okay, we're talking about your future self, what she actually looks like, how you see her clearly, what happens when AI makes her visible before you even feel ready to see her. And then on April 10th, which is that's next Thursday, that's at 10:30 Eastern. That's free right back here on Facebook Live. And I'll drop the link. You can mark it in your calendar right now. And if you're ready to go to that next level, I am doing a session on April 16th where we build it together. Okay, this is a paid workshop. It's only $47, but we're going to build it together. You, me, and I think it's 10. I've limited it to 10 people. So it allows you to really get deeper in this so that you can get your own visuals and your visibility gap moving forward. All right, so two options. You're going to come back Thursday, right? Or you're going to grab your seat for April 16th starting today. And either way, we're going to work through this together. And I just want you to remember that even though this might be brand new to you, or maybe you've heard me talk about it, but you're still not sure exactly how to do it, I am here ready to stay and work with you. And remember as well, if you're like, I love everything you're saying, Lindsay, but I just don't have the mental capacity or the time to learn something new, I totally get it. I also offer done for you work. So if you want your own images and you want different images for Easter and different things, I offer a package for that as well. So please don't feel like this is not something that you can do. I have many offers in terms of what can be done depending on it. Work with you, work for you, work done with it. So all of that becomes part of this. So just remember that I'm here to support you the best way that I can. But next Thursday, we are going to dive deeper, free here on Facebook. And then the Thursday after that is the paid workshop. I'd love for you to join me for that. It's going to be amazing. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I cannot wait to continue this series with you. And I will see you again next Thursday. Have a good one, guys. Bye.